another episode of Matchmaker. So I wanted to take my time and reflect on the other night's live. So I didn't want to make a decision based off who I know more or any of this. You know what I'm saying? So I decided to step away from it. But my guy and I was already going to talk about the recap of doing this. But now, after taking a day's time, we can honestly assess things accurately. Then not only that, we got some information from a lady that I think kind of closes um the gap of what is actually going on. So this person went in depth, so we're going to talk about that as well. But man, hopefully y'all having a good day. But I think tonight's show is going to be. I mean, not I said tonight's show. This morning show is going to be informative. Then not only that, man, we're going to talk about some just a little bit of the NIL deal. Players leaving after playing a few games and holding out because of they not getting a check. So we're gonna also talk about that. But yeah, man, you had a
Cut
chance.
that chicken. Got to cut that chicken,
Got
man.
to. So you had a chance. You
Mm-hmm.
had a chance to look at the live. You read some stuff that's out
Watch the
there,
whole live.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So what was your assessment?
Wow, man. All right. I didn't know you was gonna put it on me first, but let's get
Oh,
into it, right?
yes, sir.
So when I initially heard the initial episode when we had Coach on, and they were talking and kind of going over their grievances and things like that, and me and you spoke about it as well. You know what I'm saying, on a couple of occasions, just on what the information that we're getting. Um, I also sat through and heard the coach. I believe I forgot his name, but he was from Tucker or something like that. He's a part of he's on the board or something, or he's the president or something. And I understood that. What's up, Faith Family Football? I understood that. At the end of the day, it's an organization, right? And it looks like from what he said, everybody follows by these rules. These are the rules that have been set in place. This is what we do. He didn't make it seem like, the organization was perfect by all means, so salute him for that. And he answered some good questions. But um, just seeing what you sent me this morning, it opens up a whole new realm of questions to be answered, to be asked and answered. So I'm kind of in the middle on this. I know I'm gonna give my final verdict, on what I want, on what I think should happen. It's not really up to what I want. I cares what I want, but what I think should happen would be amicable on on both sides of the spectrum. Now, I do think, just to get into it a little bit, it's definitely some cap on both sides. There's some cap on both sides. You know what I'm saying? So, um, in regards to people's actions on one side and people's decisions on the other side, knowing that it's, different, I would say, factors in place on what somebody, let's say me just being in the middle, who I don't know any of these people or anything like that, I would probably call it different just if I was just using the fair eye. You get what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So,
And that's the
um,
that's the assessment and the judgment that we want because you don't have
mhm.
a horse in the race
At all,
at
at
all.
all.
Neither do I, but then it still can come off as being biased because I know one party a lot better than the other. So therefore,
Right.
like that's why I think you giving your assessment is very,
And
very necessary.
I think Coach was out. The one that was on from, like I said, from Tucker. He was definitely forthcoming, and he was answering a lot of things and stuff he didn't know. He didn't know. The weird thing that's kind of, I guess, weird to me in that whole situation that he was breaking down. It's like the coaches of those teams are answering to two different entities. You have the
Mhm.
organization as a whole, which is the governing body. Then they answer to the park that I guess they belong to. which is another subset or subsidiary of of that. And I think just with that type of, for lack of better words, checks and balances, I don't think that's the right structure for it to be. And I don't think, and I don't want to get too far into that lady's comments, because I mean, still in all, we take everything with a grain of salt. We're not, we're not saying what she's saying is 100% accurate or not. But I just think a league and just something that's running like that, an organization that's running like that, it's going to be cause for for confusion at so many levels. You know what I'm saying? And as far as we go on to coaches being on boards, I have no issue with that. But when it comes to a problem, when there is an issue that involves multiple coaches from different sides, and you may have people there, it has to be some type of intermediary that can I guess sway the biasness that can come into play with that.
Yeah, so let's get into what the young lady said, then we can elaborate it on a little bit, because like I'm not gonna be all day, because I do want to talk about the NIL deal. I want to talk about other stuff in the game of the week recaps and stuff like that. I want to get into that, so I'm not going to spend all the time, but I do want to say that this kind of gave me more of a perspective of what's going on. You feel what I'm saying? So I want to read this real quick. Let me see right quick, man. All right, so which one is the first one? Did you upload in the order?
Yeah.
All right. So I seen this one, right? I just watched this crap, but I come in peace and just want to give the people here a little lesson, right? A little history lesson. This may be long, but bear with me. I am a parent and have had the pleasure of my son being a part of the Georgia Buckeyes with an undefeated season and Super Bowl, right? The Super Bowl winner. Now I get, let me see what happened.
Now I get Brandon
Now
Abrams want to clean up the. Can you hear me?
Want to clean up the WNGYFL, this bylaw crap, which coaches, athletics directors, wife, and coach teams, mom, etc. Being on a league's board is a conflict of interest. I don't care how you look at it. This mess with Smyrna Seahawks, youth football, and cheerleading and Georgia Buckeyes started when we beat them in the war zone. They had a parent tell their child in the parking lot, all right, to put his stuff down after the loss and to fight one of the kids from Georgia Buckeyes. The kid was from their team, by the way. Then from the staff of Smyrna, it was, "Oh, we apologize. We don't know what's wrong with her." Blah blah blah. Okay, and from that game forward, it was never a pleasure playing them. Mind you, the same team we beat in the Super Bowl, and it was almost a fight at that game. It's been bad blood because it is only so much stuff, right? Taunting and antagonizing one will allow before it gets physical, right? Anywho, during the game losses, it was beef on Facebook posts and a lot of back and forth between both teams, cause a lot of mess too. Basically, it was parents and Buckeyes, and the Buckeyes were just a bit more aggressive than them and stuff talking, especially if you have lost every time you played a team. Shoot, even 7 versus 7, it was issues. Now everyone still wonders why Montana Harris was released and not Kier Jackson nor Lou Kane, right? This is because, just as Brandon explained, when they took all kids to Wallace Park, no organization or team can stand to have anything like that to happen and survive. Money. So this is another reason why the decision by this board of coaches were made with such harsh punishment from the league. This is also the big money thing too. But that's a lot to unpack. Bottom line, getting rid of them was the only way they could eliminate threats to the NWGYFL period. So they did. Yes, they could have took their talent somewhere else. They didn't believe the board would. They didn't believe the board would take it this far. Being 7 versus 7 was played. Preseason was played and Sunday's games were played. And when the regular season started, it would have given them enough time. We're talking about 100% volunteer work. Then if Kier is even seen supporting the boys, now we calling the police. But why wasn't any police at the game where the straw broke the camel's back? Why wasn't the parents who hit a teen's mom in the face with an umbrella fined or banned from future games? Why isn't she a smear for posting umbrellas? Why wasn't the kids who was seen kicking the other players while they were down on the field suspended? Or why the man who got punched in the face didn't get any punishment? If it's not one-sided, then why nobody went to jail? If you in my personal space, which within arm's length, I am allowed to defend myself. This is unfair and unjust. Also, where is the appeal? The NWGYFL, you just let another coach do an appeal and released him. Where are the coach's appeal? Also, did anyone notice Keisha told Kier in the comment several times, I'm not going to entertain this on here. You could have picked up the phone and called me. They did not. I mean, they did that and he lied. The board, I mean, the coaches don't like to be seen in a negative light. Period. How can you only follow the bylaws when they apply to certain situations? People or teammates let that man continue to serve the community. So basically, this person is, is saying, laying out a lot of stuff and has some really valid points. You know, but yeah, man, what's your thoughts on that, man? Like,
It's a lot. It's a lot, right? So let me actually pull it up on my phone as well, so we could just kind of go through it one by one, right? So it sounds like she's a teen mom, and she's dealt with Coach Kier, Coach Montana, and whoever else is over there, and the experience has been good, clearly. So that is what that is. I know initially she got to saying there's coaches, athletic directors, wives of coaches, team moms, etc. on the board. Like I stated before, I think that could just be problematic. You know what I'm saying? It's just too many interests, internal interests that could be, what I'm saying? Like even if it's not, and let's say everybody is coming to the table, as it is, it's still gonna look away just because of the names and just what you're tied to. So it just looks away in general. So like I said, the only way to get rid of that is to have a board that's completely separate from any organization or entity that's just making the decision on how stuff should go. But again, egos, different things. I don't know what their situation. I don't know if they would even let that to happen, but I'm sure not. But it is what it is. So we got that going, right? So then the stuff about, let's see what I don't really care too much about them playing Smyrna, I guess initially in the preseason, and things were whatever, as long as anything crazy didn't happen. But the part that that I have to get on the coaches about. What makes you think that you're going to be able to take the team, the players on that team, play in that organization, go to a different park, and now the money from those games and whatever is generated is supposed to go to that new park or whatever. And like I said, we don't know exactly how they split the funds up when it's collected from the parks to the to the boards, and we don't know that information. But you can't think that you're about to take a team and move to another park to dismantle yourself from whatever park you belong to and think you're going to go to this next park, and now this park may be S out of luck. You know what I'm saying? So, and they rank team. So it's like maybe that park would, you know what I'm saying? Like it's probably every couple years or so, a certain park will have a team that, that's getting a certain bit of notoriety. So I could understand that's a big hit. And like the lady said in the comments, um, you know, it's a threat to the league and the park as well. And it being a threat to the league is basically saying, well, hey, if we allow them to, I guess I want to say mobilize, but move around, uproot from where they at, go to a different park, still be a part of this organization, still play these national games, yada 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 yada. What's going to stop any other team from doing that? And then at that point, the board weakens, and at a certain bit, it's like, well, let's get the board out the way. You know what I'm saying? So it takes down the whole structure of the league. So, and I understand that, like, that's not what that was built for. They clearly have their main purpose, which is being organizations for the teams in the metro Atlanta area. So they don't really want to. It don't, for me looking outside in, they don't really want to get too big, or they don't want to get too small. So
hey,
they
bro,
just
I'm
want
gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this, bro. From my experience,
talk to me.
I've met the guy. It's not just a super friendly person, bro. Not willing to work with you. Now, when I first started, and I tell people this all the time, when I first started or trying to start to do the filming for the kids, right? I tried to start. I talked to the coach, light-skinned bald head guy. I talked to him. Hey, look, I'm just trying to film, film the kids. I'm trying to do this. Come back, right? So I come back. No, we can't. We this, we that. Bro, so my conclusion with this dude, right, came, damn, okay, I'm somebody, bro, that's trying to, come and film and stuff like that, bro. You're not caring about the fact that maybe I might be in the street. This might be therapy for me, right? You're not caring about certain situations. So I just know that this person is just like he doesn't have the right personnel for me. He has a authority driven type of personnel, bro. So I can understand where he's coming from. So this is not no experience that I've seen from somebody else. This is what I know. So so far as with them, why is it that it's only can be one side being punished? And like she mentioned in there was an altercation, and we
ain't get there. We ain't get there yet.
Okay,
we ain't get there yet.
So basically, what I'm saying is he shouldn't be on the board.
Most definitely. That's why I say. That's why I say.
And then not only that, because you might have problems with other coaches.
For sure.
Any coach should not be on the board, because you're not going to be able to make rational decisions, and it might be in your own best interest. Damn, these coaches can really coach. I need them off the field.
Like I said, and it's always going to look a certain way when it's that involved. Like you need a different sanctioning body. I want to get to something though in the comments. Coach Kier in the building, salute to the coach. And he said, then why not release the head coach if that's the case? I'm with you. At some point, release the coaches. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the organization, like what's the thing with, and I guess from what the guy was saying that you talked to, it's not on the league to, I guess, release the coaches. I guess they can, but it's on the park to keep the coach, which is, like I said, once you get to talking about a league and the park having, it's too many governing bodies that get in the way. So they got a point on that. But like I said, you can't, it's a business thing at the end of the day for them. And, I'm not saying business like if they swindling money for the kids or anything. I'm not saying that. It's just more so of keeping the league or whatever intact. So we got that going. Let's keep going through it. I understand what you were saying, right? I just want us to go point by point, so it's nothing.
Yeah.
that
So let me finish this part though.
Get into the altercation.
Right. So let me finish this part though.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I mentioned to the gentleman, I say, okay, I don't have a problem with you holding them right responsible for their actions.
Got to.
But you can't release one party, which is the head coach, and then keep the other ones held hostage. You cannot do that, bro. That's a conflict of interest, bro. That's not only that shows you that you are willing to bend for one. You got to understand, all of them been through the same exact thing. All of them been through the same exact thing. Coach Montana was also the head coach for the Georgia Buckeyes.
Mm-hmm.
He went also to Wallace Park. Why aren't you holding all of their feet to the fire in the same exact way? So even if we're talking about, okay, you can't come here and then take the kids somewhere else. Okay. So how is it that the other coach, which is the head coach, can go to a different organization, but somehow he's able to get out, but then everybody else, the ones that somehow you miraculously have an issue with, the guy who also was a part of your organization at Smyrna, which you probably have a issue from him leaving then to go to what was it, RDE or RDU, I'm sorry, to go play with them. Maybe you might be harboring some feelings from that when they left that organization.
Let me say this, right? And I think, when it comes to that, especially the physical altercation, whatever happens should happen. Like anybody that provoked that, they're just as wrong as the person that swung on the person. The thing about, a teen mom getting punched or, another, player, team's family telling a kid to put your stuff down and fight that kid over there. All these people should be kicked out. It should just be the same across the board. And like, Faith Family Football said, ultimately, when it comes to the decision for the coaches, it's on to the park. But the league they have a decision in that as well. So it's okay. It's a bilateral thing because it's like they're saying that about one coach, but within this one coach that, got into a physical altercation, which other people have gotten into physical altercations, it hasn't just been, I think they said that the base is like a year fine. And granted, a thing that he pointed out is it's not a definite, suspension. It's something that can be brought back to the, table.
Right.
So maybe if it get brought back in a year or so, it is what it is. But at that point, that penalty should have just been the penalty that, that they go by. It shouldn't be, well, we make it an indefinite because, man, they've been doing this since the preseason games. But we ain't never said nothing. If you ain't never said nothing, I'm just assuming because I don't know if they ever said nothing to those coaches. But even if you did say something to those coaches,
listen to this, bro.
Why? Hold on, real quick. Even if you did say something to those coaches about them going to a different park or whatever the case may be, why would you let them play preseason? Why would you let them play 7-on-7? Why would you let them play Sunday games? Why would you do that?
Yeah, they could have went to another.
You should have been at some point. You just should have. You know what, fellas, it's not really working out with you all. At this juncture, we don't. If we do have to, let you go and get you out of here indefinitely or just suspend you, whatever the case may be, it is what it is. But it's just not. It's not working. So in that situation, when something is not working, something got to shake, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to dismiss the coaches. Hey, y'all go about your way, yada, yada, yada. get them a chance to, maybe they want to start a new team or something like that, or maybe they want to go to a different team or organization or whatever the case may be. That's cool. They will within their right. But don't try to, keep them, over here coaching these kids and stuff like that. When in all actuality,
You knew you weren't gonna
kids
let
that
them
you
coach.
talk to,
When they knew they weren't gonna let them coach, because
Yeah.
even if you saying that, you could have gave them enough time to go to another organization, like Coach Mark Flanagan said, right, for the rare breed. He
Yeah.
said, "Man, come over here." They could have all took their team to the rare breed, and as you see, the team that they have now, what you call them? You know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. The Buckeyes, whatever team that they got over there, that's the team that they got over there. But here's my point, bro. In faith family football, I get you. I think we still in line, right? When it comes to the views of there are rules, we still in line. But the only thing that I want you to get, faith family football, is this. If that's what you're going to upheld, if you say that in the bylaws, this is the way that we supposed to conduct ourselves, and this is the way that we supposed to behave, isn't all coaches supposed to be bounded by the same bylaws? So that means if this is your bylaw, if this is what supposed to happen when you talk about stipulations, right, of your actions, if you go to one team, then this is what's going to happen if you go to another team. Then that means that coach, because I think it's 2 or 3 other coaches that also was released. So that means that every last one of them coaches who committed the same act should have experienced the same behavior. I mean, the same penalties, right? The same fines, the same situation of not being released. So now that that's not the case, right? Then it's null and void. Because so let's say if you was going to court, bro, and you gave somebody that type of treatment, you punish them, but then you allow this person, bro, you getting toe up. You getting toe up because you basically allow something to apply for one party that you didn't allow for the other party to experience. So the best thing that they could have done was release all of them as well, or don't release nobody at all. That's the only point that I'm trying to make. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
and I don't think it would have went any other way. You know what I'm saying? Like at certain junctures and places in life, and just things that just as you go along in life, you got to make decisions, and you got to make them whether it hurt for the the right now, or because I would rather I deal with it right now than stringing it along, and now we getting into October, and you got these kids that's been dependent on these coaches for this whole year, and everything been straight. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it was a coach that got into a physical altercation. Yes, that was, incited by somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like it was provoked by somebody else. Yes, all these things are coming to place. Deal with that coach. But what's going on with these other coaches and, that team still being able to compete, still being able to do what they do. And I think, like we had the conversation of kids when they play these games that are out of league games. I think that does nothing but help the league that they belong to. You know what I'm saying? Once they play these games that's out of the league, and I think that helped because it gains more notoriety. You look like, damn, they got some kids over there in that league putting it down. Like, yeah, that league's solid. More teams gonna want to join. You get what I'm saying? So, but like you mentioned earlier, it's a lot of different factors that come into play here, and maybe personal conflict of interest and different things like that arise in this situation. I don't think neither one side is all the way right. Like I said, I think it's some BAP on the coach's side for some of the stuff, and I think it's some BAP on the other side for that league side. But at the end of the day, once you know what you're gonna do, and like, all right, bro, these guys are potentially gonna be a threat to this league. They could, what if they take this team and they go over here and what I'm saying, yada yada yada, which is hating. This sucker stuff to me. It's sucker stuff because it is what it is. But I don't expect them to say, well, yeah, we cool with that and just let the risk of the league. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not with that. So they should have made a decision earlier, whether that was getting rid of all the coaches and bringing new coaches in, or letting, I guess, that team go on and do whatever. I guess come up from up under that up under that league and maybe pay a fine or something like that.
And here's the other thing too.
Either
That,
way, it should have been something. It wasn't. It clearly at this point, it was something that couldn't be worked out, and because it's too much egos at a point in time. It's too much, so it couldn't have been worked out.
He says, that's the one thing. That's the one thing Coach Brandon didn't answer on the live. He said it was the Park decision. I definitely would like to hear from the Park as to why some got released and why some didn't.
And you see what I say? Like, it get tricky because
I get you.
Say if the Park got some other rules. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, so I get you, right? But he also stated, which kind of put him back on the hook. He said that they make the final decisions. So even if they are unwilling to release them, or the Park didn't want to do it, he stated that they have the final say. So if they wanted to release them, they could have released them. So now we still playing semantics.
They just did it with Coach Kier.
Yeah, I look at it, right? I look at it like this. Okay, I agree with you. That's y'all rules. That's y'all bylaws. I agree. No argument there. But why is this person is somehow not bound to the same bylaws?
Mm-hmm. Why? Even if they ain't, it's cool. But let me go ahead and appeal.
Yeah. Why haven't they got a chance to appeal? And like the lady
not
said,
appeal, but let me go ahead and dip out. Like,
okay. Let me see. Can you address the coaches with the teams hopping? If it's about the kids, what about the kids they leaving behind when the coaches jump from team to team? Is it about certain kids only? Hey, that's a great question. And we got Coach on here to also answer the question. But let me tell you this. I don't agree. And this, I don't agree with coaches going from organization to organization, from organization, I don't think that it hinders kids as much as it does kids doing it. And the reason why I say that is because the people that wants to play with him are going to follow him wherever he's going. You know what I'm saying? So I get that, but for those who wants to play with them, I've seen Coach Kier and Coach Lou and them, be in situations to where they are going to pick kids up to, come to the practice and all that other stuff. So I don't think that they have an issue or it'll be an issue with them. I just think that the organization just wasn't the right fit for them for a certain circumstance that actually occurred. You feel what I'm saying? He says, Coach Kier said, we took the whole team and everybody that wanted to come. And before he even said that, I already, responded and answered. But no, do I agree with coaches going from organization to organization? No. But do I think, in my personal opinion, that it would be the best decision for them to possibly just go to like a rare breeds organization for somebody that actually want them there? I would make that decision. I would literally make that decision because I'm not going to be in the league to where you're trying to prove a point to only some people, not all, to some, which you targeting some, right? It's not everybody, because like I said, the lesson should have been taught for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So no, I wouldn't have.
Yeah, I mean, and just to answer that question as well, I'm not with the coaches team hopping or anything like that either. Like, especially in each situation is different. You know what I'm saying? Now maybe it's a situation where it's like, all right, coaches ain't seeing eye to eye. it's best for the kids if you go ahead and go on and do something else. That's cool. But if it's a situation where, oh man, I just don't like how they, man, we go start our own. Like, come on, bro. These kids is already over here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not with that. And I think, the kids that do get left behind, that's probably just there in that, in that organization for that organization. They get left by the wayside in some of those cases. But it's like I said, it's situation by situation. I'm not really with it. You know what I'm saying? Because you can have coaches go, oh, I'm going here to here to here to here to here. Like, come on, bro. Like,
all right, bro. Finish dissecting that though, man. Let's go to the next one.
Yeah. Also, the last thing I wanted to highlight was just with because I heard the guy, I forgot his name, and salute to the coach that was on with you, the guy that came.
Brandon. Coach Brandon.
Coach Brandon. Okay. The one thing that was kind of weird to me too was that he was talking about the address thing. That coaches could change, I guess they park or whatever, league or whatever. I don't know exactly what it is, but it had to be an address change. And this is where they gotta, shoot themselves in the foot, because if it don't say in the bylaws, like, who's to say that this address, you know what I'm saying? Like, who's to say that this address, me moving to this address, don't
suffice?
Yeah, like that's not good enough for me to, move it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's not clarified within the bylaws, that's where it get like, come on, you got to
right. It ain't got a mile stipulation. It ain't got a distance stipulation or nothing.
Yeah, that's on the league. You can't, like, coaches followed the bylaw in that, in that situation. But let's see what Anthony Kraft said. It said, the point y'all missing is we was in violation of any bylaws when we left. They changed them to make us in violation. Our team can't go to Rare Breed because this is in the area our kids live in.
Oh wow.
Was not in the area that their kids live in. So salute Ant for that comment. Let me put that back up. And like I said about the moving thing, like with the location, that all that comes into play. Now, if you're a league and you have bylaws, your bylaws is your bylaws. You got to follow.
He said they wasn't in violation. He said they wasn't in violation.
But you went and made them in violation.
Yeah, he's saying they changed it and put them. Yeah,
you can't just go do that if the season then already. You know what I'm saying? If stuff then already kicked off, and the progression of the year for the kids is already starting. You can't go do that, bro. You got to kick yourself in the ass for being, well, damn, that's a loophole that we left open right there. Yada, yada, yada. It is what it is. They got us on that one. When we come back around the end of the year to have our board meeting or whatever, that's going to be one thing that, we're going to come back and vote on. That's it.
Right. And that's why I was telling them, like, if y'all was wrong on y'all behalf, you know what I'm saying? So it's a cause and effect. Like, your situation has
what it is
and affected, both parties. Yeah. So, just to correct it, let them, coach in the damn near in the playoff. Let them coach some, you know what I'm saying? Like, outside of the season. Why are we still, you know what I'm saying, trying
my bad for cutting you off, but it all tailors back to what I said initially, bro. If you knew that this was going to be the decision that you was making, or just even if you didn't know, if you seen that it was a slew of things happening that y'all feel like, all right, we're going to have to, get them up out of here, you make that decision sooner than later. Don't tell me the decision is now, because now it just looks like, oh, it's convenient. You know what I'm saying? When we about to be in October, if it ain't been no problem since September, it for sure can't be a problem now. And and I'm not speaking about the physical altercation. That is what that is. You get suspended, you suspended. It ain't nothing you can do about that. But as with everything, and as everything else as a whole,
no, it's nothing they willing to do about that. It ain't nothing.
That's cool. But I'm saying it. Even I'm saying in this part, right? Everything should have still been going as it was. It should have just been a regular scheduled program. The coach that got into the altercation, he got to go. He got to go. It is what it is. Everything else should be cool. But everything else ain't cool when now bylaws is getting changed. Now people is getting suspended indefinitely when the bylaws say it should be 1 year. Now coaches that want to be released can't get released, and they saying it ain't their fault. It's the park fault, and the park can release them. But then again, y'all just suspended a coach indefinitely. So it's like, what we doing, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, what we doing? Is it for the kids? If it's not, that's cool. If you rocking with them, if it's not, that's cool. Let them go ahead and get off. Or let them continue doing what they doing. Like, let them continue coaching, or you got to let them go.
Yeah, man, they gonna have to make a decision though. Are you just gonna be on the board, or
They
you
didn't
gonna
made it. They didn't. Well, yeah.
I'm saying, I'm talking about this. Some of the coaches, like, because like I say, I can see every
that'll
reason
never
why,
work, bro.
Hold on, Michael. I can see every reason why they will want to handicap this team. Everybody else feel like they don't have a chance or a shot or something like that. Who can say that this is not a personal decision, which it does come off that way. And then on top of that, these two organizations, and I'm talking about the Smyrna, these two organizations is known, like she mentioned, for going back and forth, right? In having bad blood and stuff like that. But then it seems like anytime punishment is issued, is only for Wallace Park. So it can't be that. If y'all want to make it to where y'all not biased, the only thing that y'all can do is let them dudes coach. And like I said, how can and this is where me and Coach Brandon kind of differentiated, right? This is where we kind of separated. I said, first of all, because he made it seem like it was just only Coach Kier. I said, hold on, wait. You mean to tell me a man who is disabled is somehow antagonizing somebody, or is he just happy based off a win and the person didn't like what was stated? Because even though I wasn't there, I got more logic than a little bit. In order for that to happen, the man, whoever he end up hitting, had to be in a distance to be hittable, right? Because this person is disabled. He's walking around on a wheel towing thing. I don't know what it's called.
A boot.
But it's a boot, but he got the chair to help him scoot along.
Oh, he would got like the little ACL little chair, the little scooty bike thing.
Yeah,
Okay,
bike.
cool.
Sitting down
Damn,
on it.
coach, get well, coach. Damn.
Right? He got this. He's sitting down on it. So you mean to tell me the man who's basically barely getting by is somehow looking for trouble and goes around and just punch somebody? Or did he say something that somebody else didn't like and they were all in this man's face to the point where he began to feel threatened and punched him? And then the guy, oh, you mean to tell me that, the other guy is the one who did? I said, basically, he defended himself.
But that's where I say, and that's why you
100%,
you 100% in my eyes, in your eyes, that's how that, you know what I'm saying? That's what that is.
Who goes to somebody else?
If you go along and you suspend one, you gotta suspend the other.
That's why I said y'all only suspended one.
Suspend the other. Like, it's a lot of.
That's why I keep saying, bro, when you look at it, if there's any fine issue or if there's any suspension had, then basically it's go for the other team. When is Smyrna go get fined?
Yeah. And I want to say something too, because I heard you say, you could see why I guess someone would be trying to cripple that team as much as possible. And you said it was a personal problem. I agree that it is a personal problem. I don't think more so that and I'm, again, this is just, I guess just whatever, but I don't think it's more so per se that they want to handicap the team, like the kids as a whole. I just think it's some people's just personal disdain for these other coaches.
That's what I'm saying. That's
what I think. I don't think it has anything to do with, what I'm saying? Like, it can, but I don't want to put that on them. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's they disdain for these coaches. And like I said, if that's the feeling, it is what it is.
Bro,
Let
I'm
them
gonna tell
either
you
let
this,
them
bro.
continue, or you got to let them roll out.
I'm
You
gonna tell
can't
you this.
wait till now to make the decision when it could have been already. You know what I'm saying? And especially with Coach Brandon, like I believe he said, he was like, you know, I guess he had hollered at them early on, like preseason, like, hey, this could be something that, you know, this may come. But how can something be something if it ain't already something? It need to already be something if it's a violation. You get what I'm saying? It
Right.
can't be, you know, snowballed into one thing and all, you know, the coach, you know, he got into a physical altercation with another coach, yada, yada, yada. They're suspended. Yada. Nah, it don't work like that.
Hey,
You can't now could snowball all the things from all over and bring them in and just say, oh, this what it is. No, I get got it. Like I
and then
said,
they say, I'm
coaching
trying to help the
situation.
kids, though. How you helping the kids? Listen, man, I'm helping you. See, kid, I'm helping you by not allowing the coach who goddamn coached the last 5 quarterbacks to be the number 1 in the goddamn nation. The number 1 quarterback of the year, right? The number 1 quarterback of the year. Yes, you know, I want to help you. I'm just going to remove your coach that's actually developing y'all. That's why I always say coach. I always say coach coach Mark Flanagan, right? The coaches over there, ATL Elite, Coach Kier, Coach Lou, and all them. These are real child kids developing coaches, bruh.
And
And
you know,
that away. And how was that helping? How?
I understood. And me and you have had conversations, and I've seen it myself with, you know, how these kids are, you know, they loving these coaches. You know what I'm saying? Like they completely distraught on what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that. I completely understand that. And like I said, at this point, it's on the league, bro, because you can't just tell me like, all right, at this point, we got to end everything. Nah, homie, it's been going on. So y'all say, so end it when it's happening. You got to start. My pops always told me this, and I hate to get philosophical. You got to close the window and the door to bullshit ever even happening. And you know what? Bullshit still gonna happen. Why? Because it's bullshit. It's just gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? But if there is a problem, you address the problem and you address it head on so you could resolve the problem and come to an amicable decision where your emotions and your feelings ain't into it, which would be the best to, you know, which the decision that'll be in the kid's best interest. That's it.
Facts. He says let me go back and read Coach Lou's first. He says, don't release every coach and just hold us back. That's crazy. We took the punishment, but don't control the Sundays and practices because parents came here for our coaching.
And
right.
That's another thing. And I hate to, you know, just talk all over it, but you know, you get to talk on matchmakers, man. You know what I'm saying?
Go
You're
ahead.
fanatic with a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? But that's another thing because who's to say these kids are a part of that team just because of the league? You know what I'm saying? The league and, you know, I guess the governing body. Who's to say these kids ain't here for the coaches? So do you think as a league that you bigger than the coaches or the team? And you say, well, hey, they here because of you know what we got going on. It is what it is. Like they can't go off and go do their own thing and make their own league and have their own players and do that.
You break.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you kind of broke up. Yeah, you kind of broke up. Go ahead. Kind of go back a paragraph.
Okay, so
like that. Try to go
can
back
you,
just
I'm
a little.
good. I'm good right now.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. So if that's the case, right, where, you know, you feel like, oh, these team, you know, these players are coming, you know, to that team because that team is a part of the league, well, that's when the team, they can go, all right, well, shit, they feel like that. We could go do our own thing. We could go bring our own kids over here. Yada, yada, yada. We could go start our own whatever. We could, you know, play national teams. We national anyway. You know what I'm saying? We already ranked. So we could go do that. While y'all over here trying to figure out, well, the kids coming here because it's man. It's both.
Hey, go out and come back in, bro. Go out. Hey, go out and come back in, cause you break up. Go out and come back. All right, so I'm about to read. I don't know. All right, so hold on. What the hell happened? Y'all can see me still? I don't know what the hell just happened, man. Yo, you can hear me? I don't know what the hell. Hey, y'all, give me a hot second, bro. Trying to figure this out. All right, we should be good then. All right, I see y'all. I see. Hey, man, this thing started tripping for a second. I'm like, damn.
I'm back.
Hey, this thing was tripping.
We
All
all
right,
good, man.
so look, bro, I'm here. All right, so the bylaw states that if we ask for an appeal, they have 72 hours to bring us in and make a decision, right? Brandon came on and said that we can appeal at the end of the year, right? Just making stuff up. So, okay, if y'all appeal and if they appeal, can we get an answer as to why they haven't received an appeal? You feel what I'm saying? Like, see those type of things, right? Will let me know or make me think that it's just flat out personal. You feel what I'm saying? So we can't do that, bro. If y'all gonna abide by it and y'all want to have the stigma of we following rules, it just can't be some of the rules. It have to be every last rule that exists and that's written in that bylaw. It can't be circumstantial. I read the bylaws, right? But I don't see nothing in
I
there
want to
that
see
says
them.
circumstantial. I don't say if depending on circumstances, you will be able to get. No, it says, if you appeal for a certain amount, appeal at a time, then you get a certain amount of time before you have a hearing. That has yet been done. You feel what I'm saying? You can't continue to punish somebody when you're not abiding by your own rules. It's just not, is that team got hit with a weapon, no consequences. And that's what I'm saying. Why no consequences? If
They
anytime that
gotta be gone. They gotta roll it up.
do people gotta still understand what's going on when it comes to y'all? Like, nah, bro, we not doing that. Kid's mom tell her kids to punch one of the kids, and he did. No consequences.
Seen
Right?
that too. That lady wrote that in that post too.
Yeah. Brandon was telling us one thing, and the chairman over in the league was telling us something else. Yeah, man, it sounds personal. We would take the league punishment, even though it's not fair, but practices and games out of your lead should not be under your control. You know what I'm saying? Taking advantage of
I
power.
agree. And that's where I say them taking other games that's outside of the league, that's national games, or it don't do nothing but make the league look better that they belong to.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it do.
Yes, and that's why I told
Because
them.
only you know what they gonna ask. Oh man, what league they playing in out there? Are they just they just roaming? They do their own. Oh, they is under the league. What teams is all under that league? Woo, this. Yeah, shit. Like you gonna make somebody want to join the league.
Facts. It's gonna help you.
Or if not join, I mean, even if that's somebody else that just knows about the league, just in general, it's another view. That's more viewership. But
hey, so look, he now says, when the hell did the NWGYFL start being so strict? Nah, it's not strict. It's more so they're choosing when to apply certain things, because according to that statement, allowing a kid to hit another kid, and matter of fact, let me talk about this real quick. For the parent that told a kid to hit another kid, you the problem.
That's the problem.
You the problem. That's why when you talk about all these black folks and this and that, that's the problem. They see stuff like that, and just imagine that altercation would have caused a domino effect. Somebody to do something to you, then to do something to somebody else. Somebody goes to jail behind that, or they can't rent the venue no more.
Yeah.
It's bigger than your emotions.
Yeah, a little, and this is coming from somebody that played football. A little scuffle on the field, you know what I'm saying? A little shake up on the field between players. That is what that is. There ain't nothing but a little shake up, unless it get crazy.
Yeah,
but parents, getting into it, and parents fighting, or parents telling kids to go, fight other kids. Like, come on, bro. Like, what we doing? And she just ain't the only problem. She one of the problems.
Stop the pressing. He said the Buckeyes president coached with us at Smyrna and left the following year and start his own organization there. Was no consequences. Nobody had problems when he wanted to leave and do his own thing. So was this the same league? Because if so, then that's some crazy work right there. That even further proved that.
Yeah, I mean, it is the same league, because he said they coached together at Smyrna.
Yeah.
So it's like
because he said he started his own organization. So I wanted to know, was that
was the organization? Yeah.
Was that within that lead as well?
But it's like still though, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we gotta pick and choose when what we're gonna do. I know Faith Family Football. They said they could hear me fine. It's you.
Oh yeah, my bad, man.
You had me doing the wild goose chase because of you.
Hey, my bad, bro. That was me the whole time. Damn.
Yeah. Let's see. Anywhere we go. Let me see. Anywhere we go, we bring positive awareness and promotion. Never been a problem for no kids. Only people don't like us is the adults that can't beat us. I feel it. And like I said, because I know it's gonna be people, and I hear you and Fanatic talk all the time. People will just come back and just say, well, you said this. I didn't even say that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that the coaches are completely absolved from nothing either. You get what I'm saying? Like they made some wrongs on their side of the fence, as well as the league has. But what I'm not gonna go for is the league just telling me, man, yeah, it's just it's them. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Them. Okay, well, if it is what it is, make that decision early. Don't wait till October knocking on the door to start making decisions just because you got some whole other personal stuff going on, this over here. Oh, we want to bring that back up in here and bring it. Nah, homie. That ain't what's happening. That's not what's happening.
Let me see. Brandon also said GA Falcons found loopholes in the bylaws, so they had to change them.
And you know what?
That's crazy.
That's their fault. Who cares?
Right. They supposed to take that. Fault. They supposed to take that on the chin, bro. Not y'all.
You have to.
If y'all find the loopholes, then it's y'all job to close it up after
If
that.
I'm selling candy and I'm selling candy to you for, let's say, I'm selling you a bag of Skittles for $1. If I go and let's say we lock in a contract forever on for this whole year, I'm gonna sell you these bags of Skittles for $1. And I find out that you going over here and selling these Skittles for $3, I can't come back and say, well, hey, I'm gonna up that dollar to $2, and you're gonna have to start paying $2 to get Skittles from me. You can't you didn't already agreed on something. If those bylaws got manipulated, whatever, even if they did, that's on you. That's on the league. That's not on them.
Hey, you know how I can actually
I
correct
told
this?
y'all about bullshit earlier.
You know how I can correct this? I can correct it if somehow y'all able to send me the previous dates, right? And the post after the alterations when they changed them, the bylaws, right? You could show me the bylaws that they had before, show me the ones that they have now. Then we can further, you know what I'm saying, prove a situation. But nah, man.
I want to get that, like you said, I want to get that answer too. When were the bylaws created initially? When were there amendments? Were the amendments just made completely around them, which is like it's looking like, you know what I'm saying? But when were these amendments made? And does it say in the bylaws that you could just make an amendment up and it is what it is? We just rocking with it even if the season had already started?
Right.
And I don't know if they changed them before the season or they changed them in the season. From my understanding, I think they changed them in the season.
Mm-hmm.
So
no, I think they changed. Yeah. I think they changed them in the
so
season.
what we doing, bro?
Bro, we not holding ourselves accountable.
We doing?
Says we didn't do anything wrong, but try to find a better place for the kids so they can benefit more and get full youth experience. We didn't leave under bad terms. We tried to stay. There. It didn't work. So I think they tried to work something out with them, and it just wasn't. You know what I'm saying? It just, I guess, didn't work out. You feel me? But
and I'm we're gonna get off this real quick, but if I have
let me get them, coach.
If I have let's say I have LeBron or something, and I'm a school like DePaul or you know what I'm saying, I'm going to do what's necessary to keep that athlete. One, because just having that athlete is, just doing tremendous things for the program.
Or generate more revenue.
Yes, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do what's necessary. Now, that don't mean I'm just going to roll over at every chance. No, you going to give, I'm going to give. And you going to get, I'm going to get. But at some point, you got to understand. And this is where I think they was probably having some of their shortcomings outside of the, personal stuff that, that they got going on, which it seems like. But that team was outgrowing that league, it looked like. And I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? But it looked like that team was outgrowing that league. So they probably felt some type of way about it. And they being, I don't know who, I'm not putting it on just one person, but some people probably felt some way about that. Hey, they a nationally ranked team right now, bro. It is what it is, bro. You supposed to feed that. You supposed to salute that. You know what I'm saying? This is what, hey, yeah, they're a national ranked team and they in our league. Yeah, you're supposed to corral behind that, get behind that. You don't go and, do whatever to get whatever we, diminish them and make them this, make the kids suffer because of this. And like I said, there's some things, like I said, the coach who fought whatever, did wrong. You know what I'm saying? Even if he's provoked or whatever, did wrong. Him and whoever provoked it should be gone. It is what it is. But like I said, it just seemed like that team was just outgrowing that league. And I think they didn't know how to deal with it when it should have been a situation where it's like, hey, it ain't no big eyes or little U's over here. You getting big and you getting national recognition is doing us more of a favor. But I don't know, man. It is what it is. Maybe I'm trying to make too much sense out of the situation. let's see what Faith Family and Football say. Coach Luke Kane said exactly. Said Micah, let's see. Mikey said the president of all teams make up the rules. They voted and the rules were updated. But it's the president of every team that gets to vote, including the team coach. It's see, and that's weird. Like, I'm not against that, but it has to be just a sanctioning body that's not even involved with any organization, I think, for that to work. Because when it's like that, you got too many sanctioning bodies overgoing, and it becomes too much. Let's see. Jadarian Sanders, true. What up? What up? Am I wrong? I want to just know that real quick. Just let me know if I'm tripping. Let me know if it's like, man, Mikey, you tweaking. That ain't, this ain't how that happened. This is what should have happened. You wrong. Let me know where I'm wrong at, because I feel like I'm being fair on both sides if I'm keeping it real. I'm gonna gauge too. Let's see. Let's see. We got some other comments here. Coach Kraft, we definitely need them bylaws. So I can get those bylaws now. Yeah, we need them. See what Luke Kane said. You can't have a president of every team that's losing voting on people they losing to. What we doing here? That's what I'm. And granted, I think how this should have been looked at, and just me, because I'm in the finance world, so and a lot of people, y'all know, when I get to the games, I come out and salute, whatever. I try to be as hands-on as possible. But whenever there's, let's say, a problem, it isn't a problem, it's an opportunity. You got to look at it like this. All right, so we got this team over here that's getting national recognition. This is going on. This is what, the kids loving the coaches. There has been some things that, we don't agree with that they're doing, yada, yada, yada. We can't then come to the table and have a vote on that team by coaches or teams that are getting, that are getting blasted by this team. You know what I'm saying? They think they're going to come over here and make a rational, non-emotional decision. Even if they do, it's just the optics. You know what I'm saying? Even if they are, it's the optics of it. You got to have a non-biased sanctioning body over that's making decisions with nothing in, no ties to any organization at that point. Let's see. The new bylaws came out August 5th. Okay, so that's another that I'm happy you said that. Were problems already happening before August 5th? Just let me know. Were there already problems that the league are saying that was happening or taking place before that August 5th, before the change in bylaws came out? And is that the standard date yearly for the bylaws to come out? Is August 5th just across the board? Hey, this time of the year, these are the new bylaws. That's what it is. Because we're going to get to the bottom of this. We got to. It's just too many questions that need to be answered. And I think both sides could answer them, but we got to be real. And that's me. I'm just a realist. Like I said, I'm a numbers guy, black and white. What it is in black and white, that's what it is. It's no other way around it, but we got some questions we need to ask. Let's see. Tim McDaniel Sebastian. What's up, Coach Tim? Say, yeah, they should be rallying behind a national level team that gives props to your league. Exactly. Hey, what Hov say? If I say a big verse, I'm just big enough to do it. I'm bigging up my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, just that it makes you look good when you have another team that's a part of your league that's competing at a national level. You gotta salute that. You gotta corral around that. You gotta, you want to feed that. You never want to take away from that. Coach Kraft said the new bylaws came out August 5th. The season started the third week of July. See, that's bullshit. See, and excuse my language, but that's the issue right there. how are there going to be new bylaws that come comes to life as the season has already commenced? You can't do that, bro. It just is what it is. The bylaw, if you want to bring some new bylaws down, it should be before the season starts. Primarily before the preseason starts with the 7-on-7 and stuff. Because you know what the NFL do every year? They meet with the players and competition board. Somebody gonna give me the exact name or whatever that. They meet with that board. Same way how they changed the kickoff. They didn't just start the preseason and say, we're gonna put this new kickoff wrinkle in. We're gonna line y'all up on this, this hash line that's about to be kicked off from this hash line. No, they said what they was gonna do before the season, before spring training. And once they got into spring training, the team started practicing that and they adapted that. And that's what that is. You can't come with new laws and new rules as the season already commenced. It just don't make sense. That's where I say, even if they were, acting, with the utmost whatever, it just give the optics look crazy once bylaws are starting to change, and there's already problems with coaches in that organization. What I'm saying? It just looks crazy. Let's see. We got Faith Family Football. Michael, the board members are volunteers too. A lot of time, the volunteers have kids involved, sons, daughters, and they already there, so they volunteer, just like coaches, team moms, and drill directors. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's a salute. But ultimately, it has to be. I think for the purity or whatever for the league, it has to be a sanctioning body that has no ties to any organization that's under that league for real. Tony Treball, he said, "Hey man, what's up, Tony?" He said, "You're great." Salute, man. You're great too, man. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Kendall gonna be right back. Faith Family Football said, "Micah, who gonna volunteer to run a league and all the extra stuff that come with it for free with 0 kids involved?" And that's where you depend on, people in the area, people, what I'm saying, just notable people around that area. And it's people all day long that people don't have a problem with volunteering their time to kids and things like that. And I think as it comes along with like the league stuff, stuff like that, that's like being voted on, they're not more so the hands-on ground people. You know what I'm saying? They can be, you want to see them at some events, big events. Of course, they're not going to be at everything, but that's what you have a board. That's what you have a team for. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's going to come out there and be a representation of that. So you gotta, it just has to be something in place. And, when it comes to the extra stuff and, different things like that, you can depend on the players, parents, or, just volunteers from the community that just want to be for the greater good. That's when you depend on them. And they're out there. You just got to be able to be the one to understand, hey, these are the people we need to empower so we can keep this, this league up and going. That's a great point though. Anthony Craft said, if the bylaws aren't posted by the first day of practice, they aren't applicable until the following season. Is that something in the bylaw? Because that sounds like a bylaw that's in the bylaws that got switched out of the bylaws because they just made the bylaws when the season already started. They changed the bylaws. Is that in the bylaws, Anthony? Because I feel the same way. You can't just drop the update on some bylaws as the season has already commenced. It just don't make sense at that point. Coach Luke Kane Music. You can find people to volunteer to run a league just like we volunteered to coach these kids for free with no kids on the team. Stop finding excuses for them, Faith Family. I just think, they were trying to just give a more objective opinion on that, Coach Lou. Let's see, Tim. Let's see what you got to say. Said they meet with the competition committee prior to. Yep, that's the NFL. That's exactly what it's called, the competition committee. they meet any changes that you want to make. They're going to make that before spring training kickoff, even before the what's the thing, the voluntary whatever. All of that happened before that kickoff, bro. Like these people are in the room at the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like people in the NFL, like this is a business that's nonstop. You know, even though they play, you know, however many months out the year they play, this is something that they work on, rules and different things that they work on. Like I said, with the kickoff, they had analytics showing that, hey, less people, you know, are getting injured when it's kicked off this way, and we got the chance to have more big play, yada, yada, yada. All of that goes in one, but again, it's a time and a place for everything. That happens pre-season, even pre-workout, that happens before then. You just don't come week one or come preseason, hey, this is what this is, and nah, homie, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. All right. Said Lou, let's be real and not be about the league y'all discussing. What's the ratio of coaches that kids versus coaches who don't got kids involved in the organization? Keep it real, family. Let's see what Tim said. I'm sorry. Them bylaws should have been drafted and voted on and passed before any events begin. I had to do that up in Jersey prior to me bringing my team to the league I participate in now. That's all. It ain't nothing but a little bit of straightening. You got to get some structure. Only if they had the structure, which they got a pretty good outline, but you can't go messing with the integrity of the structure when you start having personal gripes with people. It just is what it is. Coach Kier said, true story, Tim. Faith Family Football said, I agree with Coach Kraft and Coach Tim. All the rules and regulations got to be finalized before the league officially starts, of course. Coach Lou Kane. When you start an organization, you don't start because you have a kid. You started to benefit every kid in that area. Therefore, you handle business as such. It's not hard to find people to do nonprofit, for sure. I definitely feel that. I feel like that. Lou, truthfully, people start organizations for different reasons. That's true too. People do start, I'm telling you. And it's always glaring with those organizations because you can always, the prima donna coach, you know what I'm saying? Everything got to be about, trust me. Faith Family Football, you on with that one. Your reason may be different from mine. Let's keep it solid, though. How many organizations started after a split or division? That's true, too. Teams and organizations also start because people don't want to see two with the previous group. They want to do it their way. Ego. I told y'all it's plenty of reasons. You got a lot of coaches that do it for the right reasons. You got a lot of coaches that do it for the wrong reason. Who said I ain't mean orgs, I'm speaking on leagues. That's a new organization. League every day. Okay. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I get that. But yeah, man. I think we kind of chalked it all out. Like I said, I'm not amending one side from anything. I think it's something that's going on across both fronts that that need to be addressed. But yeah, there you go. The guy, the man of the hour. I just went through all the comments, kept it all the way G real with the comment section, man. So we chilling. What's your final take on this? What's your final take?
Yeah, so you can hear me?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So yeah, I didn't get a chance, bro. So for some reason I got booted out. But
I
all
found
in
out
all,
something
so far,
interesting too. My bad. I
what's
asked you to
up?
answer. I asked you to answer a question. I cut you off. But this is interesting, right? The season started July 3rd. Can you attest to that? It
Yeah,
started around
like
July 20th.
some of them started earlier than that.
But preseason, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The bylaws, the change of the bylaws happened August 5th.
I'm not
So what
surprised,
we
bro.
doing, bro? Like what we doing, man?
Hey,
What we doing, bro? What we doing?
well, I say this, man. That's why I was so big on the targeting aspect, but my guy, Faith Family Football, like
Salute, Faith.
I know his angle is like, you know what I'm saying, the rules was made. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? You gotta abide by it. But then what the other
Mm-hmm.
coaches is saying, it's like, okay, yeah, we did abide by it. And like you mentioned, Micah, earlier, when you said, okay, you said that, you know, that basically you have to have a change of address, you never stipulated how far it has to be, none of like that. They changed the address, which put them in the right. So they should have been released just on that fact alone. You didn't stipulate how far a person has to move in order, because I don't see nothing where it says you have to be uh outside of a 20-mile radius from, you know, from this location or something like that. It didn't
Mm-hmm.
say anything like that. It just said basically, you know, change of address is, you know, one of the ways that you can be released and stuff like that. So that's one. The other is like, okay, now um the fact that you're changing bylaws after the season start, it shows you that you have been paying attention to what these young men have been doing, and you have been making bylaws according to them. I want to ask this question: is they that damn important?
Hey
Is they
man,
that damn important to the where you change bylaws specifically for those three individuals? Is that
per,
damn important? Like, bro, all you
personal
had to do
interest,
was
personal interest, and ego.
is crazy. But like I'm saying, you know, and the crazy part is they used to be a part of someone used to be a part of the Smyrna. They used to be a part of that organization. But
Yeah, yeah.
you know, gave them some good years of their time. They weren't complaining then. So when people were saying like, man, nah, bro, you just being biased. Nah, bro, I'm seeing through everything. I'm
You got
seeing
to.
through it, bro.
You got
I
to.
came from a rough place, bro, where you gotta be able to depict the BS on certain ends. You feel what I'm saying? So
Got to.
that's all I did, bro. Because like I told people, I like being right more than I like being liked. So
Yeah, no,
if
most
me
definitely.
saying what I said, if me saying what I said, you know what I'm saying, turn out to be right, but it's unpopular, I can live with it.
It is what
I
it
can
is.
live with that. You feel what I'm saying? But nah, bro, it's too many things that pointing to a couple of things. That what I just stated, right? The radius, the mile radius not being a
Mm-hmm.
thing. The fact
Mm-hmm.
that the guy who's competing against them never receives any punishment, and on top of that, he's a part of the board. Conflict of interest, right? Then you know for a fact y'all don't get along. It's a public, just like they said, we have videos, they got videos that y'all don't get along. I got, like I told that man, I got videos with that man getting in his face, with that man in his face. So, you know, if we're gonna look at it, man, and that's why I think this show is gonna do so well. You know, like it's gonna be the biggest thing is because, bro, I come from a non-biased perspective. You just looking at
We
it,
ain't taking no pics, man.
yeah, I ain't picking no sides.
We ain't taking no
You know what
pics,
I'm
man.
saying? I'm
It
not
is what
picking,
it
like I'm
is. Straight
literally,
lace, no chase.
and so you know, like, and people they pick sides. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
why do you think this? You think that? Well, bro, well, first of all, I seen this, you know, this team, they good. Okay, they can do this X, Y, and Z, right? They're
Mm-hmm.
really good. They don't even want me to pick or select or like another team just on a simple fact that it's not a popular, it's not a popular opinion. I don't go off
Mm-hmm.
popular opinions. If I go off popular opinions and only go off of people of power, then I'm going to be on the side of the
Mm-hmm.
Smyrna guy, right? The one that's on the part of the board. I'm going to be, you know, saying that, well, maybe they shouldn't. No, I'm going to say, okay, what happened? Oh, damn. Okay. All right. Oh shit, I can't do that because that's their bylaws. Well, oh damn, they released Coach Montana. Oh damn, they released this other coach, but oh shit, oh they released this person. You know what? It's it feels like they're targeting. They have an issue with y'all. What y'all do? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, oh, we were supposed to be blah blah blah. Okay, cool. All right, that happened, but that was supposed to apply for all coaches. It didn't, so therefore it's null and void. Right now, we're in a situation to where everything is null and void, and when that is the case, the people who are of the governor of the league are to be the one to relinquish power and allow them to continue because the burden is in on their behalf. You already committed it. So just imagine, man, if somebody wanted to go for, because you know how like they finding people, they gonna get fined for real out of their pockets. You know what I'm saying? If they get their butt sued behind mistreatment, and not only that, you giving like you're putting them in a situation to where they can't get certain time back, certain development can't be had, certain situations can't be made now. You know what I'm saying? How don't you know that it's a domino effect or some type of what if all right, and I'm stretching when I say this, right? I'm stretching when I say this, but this is only just to give a scenario and to prove what I'm saying. What if Coach Lou, Coach Kier, and Coach Kraft? What if this was their therapy? What if this the only thing that was keeping them alive? And you reflect back on all of these moments and all of the situation that brought us here, was it worth it? If that answer, let them man coach. No, I'm saying that because like we already mentioned that you already released the other coaches. I'm not even talking from the perspective that or whatever. I'm just saying y'all don't understand the domino effect because you got trying to abuse their power just so they can feel better and have the one up. Oh yeah, he didn't get to play. Hey, guess who made that happen? It was me. But how did those kids feel? How did those kids feel?
That's the only thing. Like I know you mentioned coaching them. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing. But it's when things are happening into the season and you making changes, that's for the league, but it's only in the actions of, it's only a response from how you feel that another organization is doing within the league. Now you're putting the kids, you know what I'm saying? Like it's the kids that's facing the detriment now. When this is something that could have been figured out initially, you know what I'm saying? That's why you have the bylaws come out before the season starts. You gotta, I don't know, bro. Like like I said, it's some things I agree completely with the league on. It's some things I agree completely with the coaches on. But I do think the league did not give themselves any leeway or nothing by how they, went about their actions and acted, in handling this situation.
Facts.
No, I already posted that. I went through all.
Oh, you already posted all of it?
Yeah.
Where did you stop at?
Let's see. Right now we at let's see. Let's go right here. Said Coach Lou said they've been smacking all teams this year. They the threat. They are a threat over there. Said the jealousy and envy is loud in the league, shaking my head. Them folks got me ready to hang it up. I'm finna go on the road and make some money. They don't care about them kids. I'm telling you. That's what it gives off once they make the decisions that they make. It's like, all right, I could see if these were decisions made like I said, everything that was made preseason or whatever, I'm rolling with it. But when you start making decisions well off into the season, that just don't sit right with me. You know, them boys was
All
winning
right, so
before.
we got a discrepancy. Coach Lowe said the season started in August.
Nah, that and it did, but the hold on. The season started in
No, you
August.
remember he said the bylaws was in
Came
August
out
5th.
August 5th. Hold on.
See,
So
we
hold
got
on,
two
Coach,
different.
Coach,
Yeah,
Coach
we got
Kier.
two.
We need
Hey,
some
y'all see,
straightening on
look,
that.
I could have overlooked that, but I told you I'm
Yeah,
not biased.
we need some straightening on that because I definitely ain't even see it.
Hey, we need
DeMarlo
a date on
Simmons
that,
said the
Coach
league.
Lowe.
He said the season started in August, which I still think that was wrong if they changed some bylaws in the preseason, but I would give them a little bit more leniency on that. So did the official game one, was that August or was that July 3rd?
Yeah, we need to know the official game 1. And even before that, when they played, they should have known that anyway. When was the matter of fact, Coach? When was y'all first game? Because even if Coach Kier and them played in July, if they played in July in any preseason, right? Because they was on the sideline, it's still null and void, even if their regular season started in August. And the reason why it's null and void because you knew this is what you planned on doing. You never stated that they couldn't be on the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So, for those who want to know why, right? Why are they still talking about this? Because I'm gonna tell y'all, one, my babies is involved. My babies are the one that suffer. Okay, that's number one. By default, you put me in it when that's the case. The other thing is we can never allow anyone to abuse their authority or their power. So we're going to call it down the middle and we're going to, you know what I'm saying, make sure that everybody is getting fair treatment. That's how
Mm-hmm.
it goes. I don't care if you're supposed to be the high mighty man. I got people that's in higher places than that don't even abuse their authority in that way. I also understood, me as a person that filmed, that there were some coaches that kind of did the same thing where they only gave pictures that I took of everybody to some players instead of all players.
Yeah.
So it's mirroring the same sentiment to me. So why would any coach just say, you know what? I got the authority, so therefore I'm going to give only a few players pictures while holding back the rest of the players. That's what this feel like to me. And
Coach Kier,
these only kids.
Coach Kier said the first practice is when the season starts, and that was in July. I agree with that. So if the season has already commenced, meaning practices has already taken place, why are we going to change bylaws in July? What were we doing in April? What were we doing in May? What were we doing in June? What were we doing? All right. It says once you do the jamborees, the season is official. The official game one was in August. Like I said, even with the official game being in August, even in the preseason when they doing 7-on-7s and stuff, those new rules should be in effect then. The same thing, like I told y'all earlier when Ken was gone. The same way how the NFL do it, what they just did with that kickoff, they did that before spring, before the voluntary practices was going on. They worked throughout the year. So, I mean, y'all the league, y'all have to take responsibility. It shouldn't be changes mid-season. It shouldn't be changes after the practices have commenced. It just shouldn't. What's in play is in play. Anthony Kraft, when you go into helmets only pad inclement week, which is the third week of July, the official season starts then. That's what I'm saying. They was in pads in the third week of July, and the bylaws ain't get changed until August.
So this is a case of they thought they
What
got
we're
rid of
doing.
y'all. They didn't, but the plan was to get rid of y'all. Oh, my bad, bro. I accidentally pressed it again. Go ahead.
Nah, you good. It says Faith Family Football. In my league, the first day of practice is when the season starts. But if the league sets a date for the first day of practice, off-season training in May, that don't count as the first day. I get that. And like I said, even if we going off that, they still in the wrong. Said Marlo, man, if you're gonna touch this, be right, my boy. To be honest, the Buckeyes president has to release them. Coaches knew that if you coach 7U, you can't coach 8U in the same league if not released. That's weird to me as well. I don't understand that, but that's weird.
Because most coaches follow up, they follow their kids up.
Why don't you want to, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's crazy. WSP. Shout out to y'all, Reset.
What's up, Reset?
Said, Ken, stop, Ken. Come on, man.
Wait, what I do?
Gotta chill, homie. I don't know. But you gotta chill, homie. You gotta chill, man. I'm good. I don't think we get into that NIL.
I gave.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I think the analogy I gave, he had feeling. Yeah. But nah, that's serious though. Like, you know, when I think I used the pitcher analogy and stuff like that. You know, certain coaches, they just don't like certain people. And here's the thing though, Coach. I think Coach Faye family agree with me wholeheartedly on this. There are parents nowadays, as you can see, who are hating on young kids, young players, right? They when somebody says something good about them, they always have something negative say about kids. There are certain people that just don't like certain organizations, right?
Faith Family Football said you saying it like they trying to get rid of us, man. They can't get rid of you know what I'm saying? Tripping. They can't get rid of us, man. Said Miss Type can't coach another program in the same league. Yeah, I heard that. Father 4, I heard that. I heard I think Coach Brandon said that if you leave a program, you can't coach a different program in that league.
Yeah, another team in that same league. But
I get that.
Remember,
but why y'all let it happen? Why would you even begin to let that happen? I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, if not released. That's what he said the next time. If not released. That's where they got in trouble at. That's where they got in trouble. If not released. Man, they was released. So
said, man, we don't care about. Let me see. Let me go back up. My bad. These comments coming in. Man, we don't care about league games. We'll win the ship with nobody on the sideline. It's the national games that are the issue. The bylaws don't say you cannot coach outside of the league. Yeah. Yet we're getting fined and punished outside of the league.
But hold on. But here's the thing. Y'all, they did put it on the organization because I was about to say, after the league, then you know what I'm saying. If y'all able to go to battle, y'all can still play that and don't play in their league no more, right? And don't have to worry about fines because they're gonna make y'all forfeit the games anyway, right? And so, like I get it, right? I get it, but to say that they can't play outside of that, let me see what Coach talking about. He says these parents need to stop that kind of stuff. Coaches should be developing positive relationships with the parents to prevent this sort of stuff. Exactly. And I have heard personally from parents that told me that they were there specifically for these coaches that y'all refused to release because they wanted the development. They saw the progression and they wanted that development. So, are you so powered where you will prevent that? And then on top of that, you will call the police on my dogs. What the hell is going on with
That's
that?
crazy. That's crazy.
And these men ain't out here robbing banks and all that other stuff, bro. That's crazy that you got men. How they talk about black men are not in these people's lives and all this other stuff, but you got men trying to be involved in these kids' life as much as possible. And you mean to tell me that they got to fight to do it? They got to fight y'all to do it? Nah, bro.
Hey, man.
But yeah, man.
I
can talk about this all
I ain't at the point I'm at. I mean, the only way to get some type of resolve, I mean, they gonna do what they gonna do. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. But I mean, the only way this could get sorted out is if maybe the meeting of the minds have to happen where the coaches get on the line with, the league or something.
With us. No, with me. Come on with me. Because I'm gonna be fair.
That's cool.
And that's why, like I said, I wanted to take
even
some time off first.
Even still, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I wanted to take a day off to think about it. Like, okay, all right, look. And then
even still, right? Even if the decision is the decision, and hey, bro, y'all got to go ahead and go on. It is what it is, but stop trying to do this is why this is not. Just say what it is. You know what I'm saying? And that's more beneficial to everybody. Say what it is. Say what your issues are. Say what your personal gripes are. Yada yada yada. Say the rules they broke. Say the rules they didn't break. And just say, hey, this ain't what we looking for over in this league, and let them go. But you done shot yourself in the foot when you didn't already let the season start. Let's see, Tree Streets. He says, so I guess when you coach the national games, the kids are still covered under that organization's insurance. That's what I got from the other dude tonight. I heard that too.
No, that ain't what. No, he's saying that they don't sanction them to the point where they're not liable for them to play any games outside of Saturday games, which is sanctioned by the league, the NWGYFL. Right? Yeah. He's saying that you're not covered.
Yeah, and I mean that's cool. If they not covered, that's on the kids, and that should probably be another waiver that they probably got to sign and turn that over to the league and let them know, hey, we choosing to play some national games, and we do have the understanding that, within playing these games, we aren't covered. Neither kid is covered under that insurance. It just is what it is.
Right, but they still saying we got jurisdiction over y'all. Still,
no,
you can't have. I told you can't you can't have that both ways, bro. They want jurisdiction over them, even though they're not covering or their insurance or anything that they do. But they still want to control what they do. Like, bro, pick your poison. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you want? You want them to be able to play the games on Sunday and y'all still have jurisdiction and covering them? Or are you not covering them and don't have jurisdiction?
Yeah.
Which one are you selecting?
And I'm gonna keep it real with you. And just the conversation you had with Coach Brandon, and it wasn't nothing that he said in particular, but I don't think it's ever going to be resolved. But I think they don't understand that the point that they at is like you still in a gray area when this should be a black and white thing. This should be hey, this is decision and this what this is, or this is decision and that we gonna roll with, and this what this is. But the longer they let that go, and they probably hope the season move on, and the coaches move on, or yada yada yada. It is what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, they're gonna be the ones looking back, mad that they let those coaches go, let alone those players from that organization go ahead and pull up out of there.
Facts, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, that's all I got for now, man. Let me read these last couple. He says, Faith family. He said they don't have a problem with the teams playing Sundays. Everybody do it. They just won't allow us to do it. If you don't cover the team, then we should be able to do what we want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's just them coaches, man. And then T Street says, so if they cover them, can they play and coach? It is in question. Nah,
No,
they
I mean,
can't. Yeah, they can't. I don't think they can play. They can't coach. They don't want them coaching at all. No practicing. No nothing. I wonder if they
I
actually
think
do a
he's talking
Zoom
about the
call.
team. I think he's talking about the teams on the Sunday. So, and tell me if I'm answering this question correct, T Streets. But I think they're gonna cover them within any game that they play within that league. But the games outside of the league they don't cover. But I think he was saying, so if they do cover, would they still be able to play? I guess those games. I guess cover. I think he was more so
Yeah,
asking about them
yeah. I don't
covering the
think they
teams on
would.
national games. I don't think they would. I mean,
Yeah,
it wouldn't
they
make
would.
sense for them because they'd be holding themselves liable for something that they're not really a part of, unless they, taking proceeds from, I guess, if they having a home game or something like that and splitting that down. But other than that, I don't think they would.
Vanessa David was good.
Said Coach
Yeah.
Lou. If that's the case, then that's foul. It should be even across the board. Yes, sir. Vanessa Davis said, yo, what up, Vanessa? But yeah, man, I think we at that point. I think I heard you say
All
a
right. So
Zoom
get your
call.
verdict, man, so we can go ahead and close. We
I think
because I'm gonna tell my verdict too, man.
the league is wrong. I do think the coaches did some things wrong. Um, but I think the onus of this falls on the league because they should have been checked it. You know what I'm saying? If it was an issue, and just the whole structure of it, of the league, that what I got into, people that's a part of different organizations, coaches or whatever they are from whatever the organization that they represent. It could cause conflict of interest when it comes to making decisions surrounded by other coaches from other organizations that you may or may not have a problem with. So that's two. Then three, if you're going to set the bylaws should be set before the season. You can't go 3 weeks into practice and come up with some new bylaws just because of, whatever the case may be that you may say, because the optics of it is going to look like, and whatever it is going to look like y'all have a personal problem with this organization and these players, and not players, but coaches. So, and if you got bylaws and things like that you feel like can be manipulated or could be loopholes or something like that, that's on your ass. You can't put that on them coaches, man. Like if you get exposed, you get exposed. Like it just is what it is. I do think, to salute the Chief Streets, I do think that they should allow those coaches to finish coaching the remainder of the year, and let them coach their team because they're clearly a national team. They're gonna go on to do great things nationally this year. They should do that, but they have to make a decision whether they want that organization to cut bait or ties with the league in general, or whether they want to keep that organization around with those coaches intact. So those are the two decisions that they have to make. And they could very well just say, screw all of it, and we want to cut bait. This is what it is. Or they could just say, hey, we want to keep the team, but we want y'all gone. That is what that is. But you got to know you run the risk of them players running off and going to that new organization that the new coach is at. Play it how you want to play it.
Yes,
Both of them
sir.
wrong.
So my decision, even like I said, man, I believe in rules. I think that the rules were set in play. The coaches, they did what they supposed to do, meaning that they showed that they actually moved, right? That was set in place, like Micah stated, right? Y'all have no you know what I'm saying, jurisdiction or certain miles limit or radius that's supposed to be stipulated that they have to be moved out of, right, to justify whether or not it's valid or not to be released, Y'all didn't stipulate that. Y'all just said that, if they're moving, then they basically up for eligibility to be released. So therefore, they should have been released. Therefore, the altercation should have never happened because those individuals should have been on the sideline. Not only that, we have known situations to where these teams do not get along. Not only that, we know that there's a strong possibility that the coaches from Smyrna may have something against, right? Coach Kier, Coach Lou, Coach them, right? Or whatever. There's other coaches that's in the league that may have problems with this organization or with these individuals because not only are they champions, they came back and they decided that they wanted to leave. And it seems like to me that you guys tried to choose this as a moment to punish them and get back to them for them actually winning the championship and making it look easy. So it seems as if to me that you guys want them out of the league so you don't have to deal with the malarkey. Right? It seems as to me that the choices that is being made is very well much personal, right? As well as with the young lady who decide or whoever it is that decide to release the individual, that you guys just don't want to do it because you guys want to set the example because you are afraid that they're going to take all of the kids, not factoring in the fact that damn near every kid that they're coaching are kids that followed them in the beginning, not understanding the validity in the prestige that these individuals bring to an organization, and they've been to many organizations without any problems, and now all of a sudden these guys are the three can't get rights because of how you guys view them. So I believe the way that you guys are handling things, you can be in a lot of trouble, right? Your league can be in jeopardy if they decide to pursue it because you guys have punished certain individuals and then you allow other individuals who are bound by the same bylaws. So therefore, right then and there, the decision that you guys are making is null and void. So therefore, all you guys have to do is release these men to make sure that they can play the game. Now, if you want to do some type of punishment, punish Coach Kier for maybe 3 or 4 more games and allow him to be on the sideline after that for the punch, right? If that's what you want to do. But the reason why I said for that long, because there are altercations and situations that happen to where you did not punish anybody at all. So therefore, this is the correct way of going about it. And if you actually want to correct the wrong, this is the way you do it. You allow them to coach them kids, because at the end of the day, the coaches, the kids more than the coaches will actually benefit from this. So you said you're for the kids, let them coaches. So my verdict is that the organization, that's governing body is the one that are wrong in this situation. Y'all need to overturn it. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I see, man. But hey, that's what I got, man. So let me know what y'all think.
I'm done with it. You know what I'm saying? We done, man. Yeah, we done. What's gonna happen, I can't wait to see. But I'm out of
Coach
here.
Baby says election year. Hey,
Yeah,
right.
you out here campaigning, nigga.
Hey, man. All right, man. But look, man, we'll see y'all, bro.